There's a message you've written in your head 100 times and never sent. You can feel the weight of it right now, even reading this. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. A man named Owen spent nearly 20 years proving him right, until one ordinary Sunday, he stopped. Owen was 43. Every Sunday morning, he sat at the same cafe table by the harbor and wrote a letter to his father, the father he hadn't spoken to in nearly 20 years. He never sent them. At home, a drawer held all of them, 800 letters, bound in a rubber band that had long since split. The drawer didn't close all the way anymore. He told himself he wasn't ready. He had been ready for years. Across the square stood the post office, and an old postman who had worked there longer than Owen had been alive. For years he had watched Owen stop at the red postbox, lift an envelope to the slot, and walk away with it still in his hand. One Sunday, the old man came out and stood beside him. "The letter you don't send teaches you nothing," he said. "The one you send teaches you everything." Owen said he didn't even know what to write anymore. "You've already written it," the old man answered. 100 times, I'd guess. So send the oldest one, tonight, before you write another. Owen went home and told himself the postman didn't understand. A letter wasn't a small thing. There were reasons for the silence. Old ones, good ones. But the line would not leave him. The letter you don't send teaches you nothing. It followed him through the week, into his coffee, onto the ceiling above his bed at night. And underneath it, a quieter thought he kept pushing down. His father was old now. There might not be many Sundays left for either of them. That Sunday he took the oldest letter from the bottom of the drawer, the paper gone soft and yellow at the edges, and carried it to the postbox. He stood there. He lifted it to the slot. His hand would not open. He brought it home again and laid it back at the bottom. The next Sunday, the postman was waiting. "You brought it back," he said. It wasn't a question. The old man looked at the box a long moment, then told Owen something he had never told anyone. 40 years of other people's letters, not one of his own. There had been a letter once, to his brother, after an argument neither of them could later explain. He kept waiting for the right words. His brother died on a Tuesday, in March. The letter was still in his coat pocket. "I handled 10,000 letters a day," he said. "I never sent the one that mattered." That night, Owen opened the drawer again. The split rubber band, the soft, yellowed paper at the very bottom. He didn't write a new one. He took the oldest letter, the first he had ever written, and sealed it without reading it again. He walked to the post box in the dark. He lifted it to the slot, and this time he let go. The little metal flap swung shut. The sound was almost nothing. 3 Sundays later, a letter came for Owen. The handwriting on the front was older and shakier than he remembered, but he knew it the instant he saw it. He didn't open it at the door. He carried it to the cafe, to the same table by the harbor, and sat with it a while before he did. What his father wrote is between the two of them, but the silence of 20 years was broken, and Owen had been the one to break it. He kept sending them after that, one each Sunday, the drawer growing lighter. When he passed the post office, the old postman would nod, and Owen understood, finally, what the man had meant. The one you send teaches you everything. The teaching was never the reply. It was the sending. You have a drawer too, a message you keep rewriting, a call you keep almost making. Seneca was right. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. The thing you are most afraid to send may be the only thing that sets you free. If this story reached you, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who has a letter of their own waiting somewhere. And tell me in the comments, what is the letter you've never sent? You don't have to say to whom. Just say what's been stopping you. At home, the drawer slid almost shut. For the first time in years, there was room in it, and one empty space at the very bottom, where the first letter used to be.